Greetings, fellow growers. Welcome back to the Garden Sage. I want you to look at this. Just look at it. This is the most important thing in my entire garden. This is more valuable than any tool. It is more powerful than any fertilizer. It is more important than the seeds I sow. The world has a name for this. They call it black gold. And for once, the world is right. This is the engine of life. It is the currency of the soil. This is the proof, held in my hand, that death is not an end. It is a transfer. But for decades, we have been lied to about this. We have been made to fear it. They, the marketers, the hardware stores, the people who love to sell you things, have told you that this is difficult. They've told you it's complicated, that it's smelly, that it attracts rats and snakes. They've told you that to create this, you need things. You need a $200 black plastic tumbler that you must crank like some medieval torture device. You need a compost activator, a magical green powder in a plastic shaker. You need a compost thermometer, a 3-foot-long metal spike to plunge into the heart of a pile, as if you're taking the temperature of a sick giant. They have sold us plastic coffins for our kitchen scraps, and it is the greatest lie in all of gardening. I am here today to tell you the truth. The truth is simple, and it is beautiful. Compost is not something you do. Compost is something that happens. Nature wants to do this. The forest floor has been doing it for 1 billion years without a single plastic tumbler. Your one and only job is to provide the ingredients and then get out of the way. Today, we are throwing out the rule book. We are throwing out the thermometers. And we are definitely throwing out the $200 plastic bins. I am going to show you the lazy way, the wise way, to partner with nature and create all the black gold you could ever need. For free. Subscribe. Join this community. Because the most revolutionary act in gardening is to stop buying and start partnering. Before we build a pile, we must have the wisdom. We must understand what we are actually doing. When you make compost, you are not making dirt. You are not making soil. You are hosting a feast. You are creating the perfect environment for a microscopic army. Trillions upon trillions of bacteria, fungi, microbes, and in time, larger partners like earthworms, millipedes, and soldier fly larvae. They are the ones who do the work. They are the chefs. Your job is not to make compost. Your job is to make that army happy. And this invisible army, this engine of life, needs only 4 things to do its work. Forget 30-to-1 ratios. Forget spreadsheets. Just remember these 4 things. 1. Greens, the food. This is the nitrogen. This is the fire. This is the protein for the feast. 2. Browns, the bedding. This is the carbon. This is the energy. This is the structure that allows air and water to move. 3. Water, the moisture. They need to be damp. Not wet, not dry, like a wrung-out sponge. 4. Air, the oxygen. This is the critical one. The army we want, the good-smelling, fast-working army, is aerobic. It needs oxygen to breathe. That's it. That is the entire secret. The smell we fear? That sewer or ammonia smell? That is the smell of an anaerobic army. That's what happens when you have no air and too much water. That is the smell of failure. The sweet, earthy smell of a forest floor? That is the smell of success. That is the smell of an aerobic army, happy at work. So, our entire goal in any method is simply to balance those four things. The lab coats will tell you that you need a perfect carbon to nitrogen ratio of 25.1 or 30.1. This is the single piece of science that scares away 99% of new gardeners. It's nonsense. Nature does not use a calculator. We are not going to either. We are going to use our eyes and our nose. Let's make this simple. Greens. These are the wet, green, fresh materials. They are high in nitrogen. They provide the heat and the food to get the party started. Examples are kitchen scraps, vegetable peels, fruit cores, apple ends, lettuce that's gone bad, coffee grounds. This is a secret weapon. They are high in nitrogen, but look brown. Trust me, they are a green, and microbes love them. Fresh grass clippings, potent, very hot. Manure, from herbivores only. Chickens, rabbits, cows, horses. This is rocket fuel. Weeds that have not gone to seed. And eggshells, these are more of a mineral, but they belong with the kitchen scraps. The rule for greens is, when you add greens, you are adding fire. Too much fire, and your pile turns into a stinking, ammonia-smelling, slimy mess. Browns. These are the dry, brown, woody materials. They are high in carbon. They are the slow-burning fuel, the energy. But more importantly, they are the structure. They create the air pockets. They are the bedding for the army. Examples are dry, fallen leaves, the best and most abundant free resource. This is nature's gift. Rake them, bag them, and save them all year. Cardboard. Shredded. No glossy colored inks. Amazon boxes are a gift from the compost gods. Newspaper. Shredded, not the glossy ads. Straw or old dry hay. Wood chips or sawdust. Use sparingly. They are very high in carbon and take a long time. Never from treated wood. Pine needles. Also fine, but they are acidic and slow, so use as part of a mix. And dryer lint from cotton clothes. The rule for browns is, when you add browns, you are adding air and energy. Too many browns, and your pile just sits there. It doesn't smell, but it doesn't do anything. It's all bedding and no fire. This is the sage's ratio. This is the only compost rule you will ever need. It is not a number. It is a feeling. By volume, what you see. Aim for at least 2 parts browns to 1 part greens. If you just piled up your kitchen scraps, all greens, you would have a putrid, anaerobic disaster. If you just piled up your dry leaves, all browns, you would have a pile of dry leaves. A year from now, you would have slightly darker dry leaves. But when you mix them, you create a furnace. The smell test is your guide. Does it smell like ammonia or a sewer? Your fire is too hot. You have too many greens and not enough air. The sage's fix. Add browns, a lot of them. Turn the pile to get air into it, and mix in a thick layer of shredded cardboard or dry leaves. You are adding bedding and energy. Is it doing nothing? No heat? No change? You have no fire. You have too many browns. The sage's fix. Add greens. Add a bucket of kitchen scraps, some fresh grass clippings, or a bag of used coffee grounds from a local cafe. They will give them to you for free. You are adding food. That is the entire science. You are now a compost master. Sage, can I compost X? The truth is, everything rots, but we are not just rotting. We are cultivating. We are hosting a specific kind of party, and we don't want the wrong guests. Do not add these things to your simple home pile. 1. Meat, fish, or bones. These will rot. But the smell will attract every rat, raccoon, skunk, and bear for miles. It is not worth the battle. 2. Dairy, cheese, milk, yogurt, or grease, oils, fats, same as above. This is an open invitation to pests. It also coats your other materials in oil, repels water, and chokes off the air. 3. Pet waste, dog or cat feces. This is a hard no. This waste carries pathogens and parasites that can be extremely dangerous to humans. Even a hot pile may not kill them. This is not for garden compost. 4. Diseased plants or vicious weeds, like bindweed. If you are a beginner using a cold, lazy pile, do not add these. The pile won't get hot enough to kill the disease, like tomato blight, or the weed seeds. You will just be cultivating and spreading your problems next year. 5. Treated wood, coal ash, or glossy slick paper. This is just common sense. We are making food for our food. We do not add poison. Now the how. You will notice none of these involve buying a $200 plastic bin. Method 1. The Great Forgetting. The lazy pile, cold composting. This is the sage's preferred method. It requires the most patience, but the least work. This is what the forest does. What you need? A corner. That's it. An out-of-the-way corner of your yard. The method. Start your pile. The first layer should be browns. Some twigs or shredded cardboard to allow air to come up from the bottom. Start piling. You can follow the lasagna method, a layer of browns, then a layer of greens, repeat. Or you can just add as you go. This is the most important trick. Get a separate pile or bin of just browns. A bag of dry leaves, a bin of shredded cardboard. Every single time you add greens, your kitchen scraps, you must cover them with a brown blanket. The brown blanket wisdom. This is the secret to no smell, no pests. The kitchen scraps are the food that pests want. The browns are the blanket that hides the food. It hides the smell. It confuses the pests. It ensures your pile never smells and never becomes a problem. The work, none. You just add to the pile. When it gets big, you stop adding to it and forget it. Start a second pile next to it. The result: in 6 months to a year, that first pile will have shrunk by 75% and will be a mass of dark, crumbly, beautiful black gold at the bottom. This is cold composting. It never gets truly hot. It will not kill weed seeds, but it is zero work, and it builds the most beautiful, fungal-rich compost. Method 2. The humble pen, the $20 wire bin, warm composting. This is the best all-around method. It is the perfect balance of lazy and fast. What you need: a 10-foot-long, 3-foot-high roll of hardware cloth or wire fencing, a few zip ties. The method: roll the wire fencing into a cylinder that is about 3 feet across. Use the zip ties to secure it. You have just built a bin that is 100 times better than any plastic tumbler, because it breathes from all 360 degrees. Place this humble pen on the bare earth. Build your pile inside it. Use the lasagna method. Layer 1, bottom, 6 inches of browns, leaves, cardboard. Layer 2, 3 inches of greens, scraps, coffee, grass. Layer 3, 6 inches of browns. Layer 4, 3 inches of greens. With each layer, take your hose and spray it. Remember, damp as a wrung-out sponge. Continue this until your bin is full. The work, the lazy turn. This pile will get warm. Because of the air, the army will work fast. After a month or two, the pile will have shrunk. You can turn it with a fork. Or you can do the sage's turn. Undo the zip ties. Lift the entire wire cage off the pile. Set the empty cage up right next to the pile. Use a pitchfork to move the slumped pile back into the cage. The outside parts go in first. The middle, most cooked parts, go to the outside. You have just perfectly turned and aerated your compost in 10 minutes. The result: this method will give you finished compost in 2 to 4 months. Method 3. The bacterial furnace, the 18-day hot pile. This is for the impatient sage. This is the only method that requires real work, but it is wise work, and the results are fast. This is how you guarantee a pile that hits 160 degree, 70 degree, killing all weed seeds and pathogens. The non-negotiable rules. 1. You must have all your materials at once. You cannot add to this pile slowly. 2. You must have critical mass. The pile must be at least 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, 1 cubic meter. Any smaller, and it won't have the mass to insulate itself and build heat. The method: Day 1. Build the furnace. You are building a humble pen. Method 2. But you are doing it all in 1 day. You must have a huge pile of browns and a huge pile of greens. Build your lasagna perfectly, watering every single layer. 2 parts brown, 1 part green. End with a brown cap. Day 4. The first turn. Go to the pile. It will be hot. You will see steam. The center is now cooking. Your job is to swap the outside for the inside. Use a pitchfork. Take the cool outer layer and make it the new center of a new pile right next to it. Take the hot center and make it the new outside. Water it if it seems dry. This is the only hard work part. Day 7. The second turn. It's hot again. Do the exact same thing. Turn the pile, swapping inside and outside. Day 10, 13, 16. Keep turning the pile every 2 to 3 days. Each time, it will heat up less. The army is running out of its fast food. The result? In 18 to 21 days, the pile will no longer heat up. It will be dark, crumbly, and smell like heaven. You have just manufactured black gold in 3 weeks. When is it done? This is black gold. This is not done. You know it's done when 1. It is dark brown or black. 2. It is crumbly and uniform. 3. You can no longer identify what it was. The banana peels, the leaves, the coffee grounds. They are all gone. They are now one. 4. It smells like a forest floor after the rain. It does not smell like ammonia. It does not smell sour. It smells good. The sifting myth. They will sell you compost sifters. You do not need one. When you harvest your pile, you will find lumps, unfinished bits, a half-rotted twig, a stubborn avocado pit. Do not fear the lumps. The lumps are good. The lumps are structure. The lumps are fungal food. They provide air in your soil. My method? I sift with my pitchfork. I harvest the pile. The big, unfinished chunks, they go right back into the new pile as an activator, full of that precious microbial army. How to use your gold? You have never had to dig in compost. The best way, the sage's way, to use it is as a top dressing or mulch. Top dressing. In the spring or fall, simply lay a 1 to 2 inch layer of your finished compost on top of your garden beds, right on top of the soil around your plants. The work, the worms, and the rain will do the digging for you. The worms will come up, grab this food, and pull it down into the soil, creating tunnels, aerating, and fertilizing for you. Compost tea. You can also take a few handfuls, put it in a burlap bag, and steep it in a 5-gallon bucket of water for 24 hours. You now have a free, potent liquid fertilizer. So you see, the plastic tumbler is a lie. The activator is a lie. The fear is a lie. A plastic bin is not just a waste of money. It is an insult to the process. It is a cage for an army that wants to breathe. It is a barrier between your waste and the earthworms who want to help you. Compost is not a product you make. It is a process you join. It is the great, beautiful, humble engine of life. It teaches us the one great truth of the garden. Nothing is ever wasted. Nothing ever ends. It just changes. That which was trash becomes treasure. That which was death becomes life. You are not a COMS poster. You are a partner. You are a steward of the great cycle. You are closing the loop. So, I beg you, stop buying. Stop listening to the myths. Find a corner, start a pile, and join the dance. Be well, be wise, and keep growing.